Welcome to Tiny Joy's Nails by Irina. In this video, we're going to recreate this set called Hidden Butterflies. You can see the butterflies on the pinky that I did with a mold. This is done by encapsulating some shell shavings. And I think I want to redo a couple of this. All right, so the star of the show is this set of pearl shaving. This set belongs to my series that I'm working on called Mason Terra, and it inspired and dedicated to my puppy Terra that I have lost this spring. So that's what we're going to be working on. We're gonna encapsulate some of these shavings and try a 3D shell effect. And I have also this hidden butterfly. He is mattified, but it was made using this very shallow mold. Can you even see? Yeah. So this mold is not ideal because it's so fine. It's kind of really doesn't give you enough, well, it doesn't give you a 3D effect, period. But it's actually kind of hard to feed it into. So I'm going to try to warm it up on my cup warmer that sits beside me. That's what I usually do. I usually warm up my rubber gel because I always want that to be very thin. But we're going to start with nail tip prep. Then we're going to move on to the rubber base. And then I'm going to put base gel in this sparkly white, and then there's a combination of these brown syrups that I have, gold liner. So let's start with putting my rubber gel on the cup warmer. So the tips that I'm using are these are from Temu. They come in this humongous box, which is not ideal at all because it's very shallow and it came already broken. But what I like about them, they happen to match my cuticle line absolutely perfect. So I don't have to do any kind of filing with them. Also, we're gonna try this CJE mixing gel. And of course, the Jinbei thick top is very thick. So I'm gonna play around and see which one works better for shell effect. This guy is a new purchase, and I wanted it to be runnier because I have lots of magnetic powders and stuff I wanted to play. So I wanted a big bucket of just a mixing gel. So the nails that we're going to be working on is I'm going to recreate point finger and the middle finger, the flip you finger. So the flip you fingers, I really like to make them beautiful because if you can be too angry flipping people off, right? If your nails are beautiful, so you'll be like, oh, go away, I want to F you. But it's like, actually, oh, no, sparkles, pretty. So then your anger dissipates. It's like, it's instead of like, go F yourself, you're like, oh, look at my cute shiny finger. I hope your day is also sparkling. So that's a goofy side of Irina here. You're welcome. It's a comedy relief in the nail room. Let's actually do some nails over here, okay? Okay, so how do I decide when I use the dehydrator and when I use appraise tip prep? So this one has a HEMA, so higher adherence perhaps. Okay, so this kind that is much harder and stronger, these ones get appraise. And the softer ones, like these guys, get dehydrator. But let's put our base coat on and start our playing. So I really like putting rubber base in milky white as my base all the time because it keeps you under it blends your line. So if you're doing your nail line, your free edge line, it blends and blurs it. It keeps the underneath your nail when you're wearing your tips nice and clean looking. But I usually let it sit for a minute. Well, obviously not a minute, for a little bit to self-level. This particular brand is from Amazon called Nice Deco, and it's a HEMA-free line. So I am allergic to a few things. I have contact dermatitis. I try to do all of my nails as file-free as possible because I even react to the dust, but I haven't reacted to any of it from Nice Deco. So I'm really happy to have a line that's from Amazon, easily accessible, and I don't react to. So you will never find me not wearing gloves. Okay, so I'm happy how it leveled off. It goes into a cooker. Okay, so let's add some sparkles here. Okay, set. If I'm doing thin coats of jelly colors, I don't cook them for 60 seconds on the tips especially. I will cook them on my person if I'm doing it directly on me. But if I'm doing on tips, I'm doing 40 seconds because this is what my lamp is set for. But then second coat gets cooked full time. All right, so I'm gonna start with these two browns. And I'm gonna feed them in up, but not perfectly. Okay, coat 2. Now I'm gonna do the white also. Clean off my brush. I'm gonna start with a lighter color, and I'm really not looking for a perfect blend. In fact, I'm very much looking for imperfections. I'm gonna freeze it and then do one more coat. And the coat number 3. I'm happy with that. I'm cooking this full time. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to play with this nail gel by CGE. It's just a mixing gel, and it's kind of seems to be a perfect consistency for this job. Go with the tip and up. Yeah, see, it's not gonna give me a 3D effect. It's far too runny. It self-levels beautifully way too quickly. Okay, so we're just gonna wipe this off and say that's not gonna work. Thanks very much for coming, but you are not hired. Okay, so wipe it cleany and back to tried and true method. So let's top coat this. It's the thinnest one in my library and it's so very shiny. All right, thick crazy top by Jin B, and I have my little handy lamp here. I'm gonna freeze every dollop. So let it pool and string. Okay, let's do one more on the same one because it's not high enough. Let it pool and string and freeze. You see this magic of gel, how it shrinks back on itself. Like this thing defies gravity right now. Instead of dripping, it's pulling up to where the gel is. That's what they say, gel will go where gel is. That's what it's doing. Okay. And dollop and string. Did I do it? I'm not that happy with this, so I'm gonna wipe this one off and we'll try again. That's why it's good to freeze this stuff in between, right? Because if you're not happy with this, then you get another go at it. Okay. I'm gonna try to be a little faster. And pull and string. Pull and string. Not perfect, but nature isn't perfect. I'll try another one. Pull and string. Ah, yeah, this one is perfect. Pull and string. Freeze. Okay. Let's do the other side. Swirl, swirl. Swirl, swirl, pull and string. Freeze. And again. Swirl, swirl. Pull and string. Oh yeah. Let's see. Do I want to add some more? I don't think I need to add some more. I am very happy with this result. So this is done. Cook full time now. And on to the next nail. So this one's gonna go exactly like the other one, but on top of this one, we're gonna also encapsulate those shells. I'm gonna freeze this. And here we go. This guy is fully done and ready, and I'm very happy with this effect. So I'm going to add this effect on all of my nails except the one with the butterfly. Look how cute this looks awesome, right? Are we happy with this? We're quite happy. Okay, I can see what I did different here. In the original set, I built up the tip of a nail quite a bit darker, but that's okay. I actually could still do that, but I'm not going to. Another coat, and on this one I'm not gonna add the white. There's no need for that. And it's kind of getting a little pulled on the ends, so I'm just gonna wipe the ends pulling. Let's see, sometimes when you let it sit for too long, it self levels too much, and that's not the vibe we are going for. So I have to break it up again. Cook it. Okay, so I think I'm happy with my base. I don't want to get my tip too dark like here, because I want my base to be slightly lighter than the darkest bits of shavings that I'm gonna put on it, so I could have a bit more of a dimension. So we're gonna go directly with a Gene B right now and start encapsulating this gorgeousness. So I changed my mind, and instead of encapsulating with Gene B, I'm going to give this guy a try again, because I really wanna. Gene B thick is very thick, and I am going to try to even encapsulated nail, try to keep it a little on the thinner side. A lot of the times when I'm encapsulating like dry flowers, you can look at my video encapsulating dry flowers, I would use a rubber gel, whatever rubber gel. I like Nice Deco and this one, rubber gel is like absolutely perfect consistency for encapsulating dry flowers that doesn't build up bulk. Also, I'm gonna pick up this brush and I'm gonna start with a skinny, not skinniest, the lightest ones. My puppy was tri-colored, as I mentioned, and she went from bright apron in the front of her chest in a brilliant white. So I'm gonna start with that. And then she came into being all sorts of levels of golden browns into a jet black. So that's what we're going to recreate here. Okay, and when we go into the lighter one, like this, and originally when I was doing the set, I have a blog post on my site that came with a little poem rhyme poem. It's not a poem. I'm not a poet. I don't know literature to call it a poem, but I just guess in my grief it kind of opened up a channels that everything was coming up in rhymes. So I wrote a background story to this set, and I wrote a little rhyme with my pictures. So you guys, if you want background story, I might read actually background story with a voiceover at the end of this video when I'm posting my finished pictures. And then let's try to see if we can do another butterfly recreation. So I'm gonna go into the darken oranges now. No, black, not oranges. Are we happy with calling this a secret butterfly, right? Can you see it, or is it just me? Am I just seeing world? And well, it does look like a flower too, right? So what are we doing here? Are we making butterflies? We're making flowers. Well, actually, butterflies look like flowers, because when they sit with their wings closed, they just give you a heart shape. Yeah, I like that. This looks like a butterfly to me. So I'm gonna remove the other one, and I'm gonna push it up a little bit higher on the tip, and I'm gonna add, I'm not gonna add that. I'm gonna add these guys here. And now I can add a little bit more black to the tip for dimension. Okay, are we happy with this? Does this look like a hidden butterfly? Okay, so I'm gonna freeze this, and then we're gonna go in with the liners. I'm gonna outline my little butterfly, and with the way little, you see how it's raised a little bit? Okay, so I got this. Now I'm going to run one in the middle, and we're gonna add a little bit to the tip, and I'm gonna give little antennas, hidden antennas to my butterfly. Hidden butterfly gets a hidden antennas. I'm gonna run some jelly brown that we have also through this. So I'm gonna make this streak go all the way from here. I think we lost our little hidden antenna, so I'm gonna freeze this because I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's add our little invisible antennas back. Okay, let's glean at how it goes against the rest of the set. How do we like it here? Does it looks like it belongs? Looks like it belongs, I would say. So let's encapsulate this. And because Gene B is the product to use for this application, see how uneven all of this? But Gene B will come encapsulate it all, and it will be a top coat, finished top coat. And if you're not fussy like me, and you don't need them to be absolutely perfectly shaped, like I would rather have a slightly uneven surface because it actually adds to the light reflection of interesting dimension than to have to file them. So I would prefer not to file and instead have them a little bit more dimensional. So that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm such a liar. I changed my mind because I forgot to show you the molding. So I decided I'm gonna add a tiniest little invisible butterfly over here also. And we're gonna go in probably with this guy here. So see, you probably can't even see. But the point of a story, I'm not top coating with Gene B. I'm going to do my favorite encapsulation method is with rubber gel because it's nice and thick, and we have to have another coat on top, and I want my butterfly to go on a pretty smooth surface. So our little mold butterfly, and I still need a sticky tacky layer for the butterfly to adhere to. This rubber gel is so runny. I'm gonna turn it over and let it pull to the middle, and then I'm gonna cook it. All right, so here it is cooked. You can see it's definitely can use another coat to encapsulate clearly, or fully rather. And I'm going to go with black liner so you could see, because in a regional set I made it with the darkest jelly that I used, right? And that's why it's invisible, and I had to matte it. So, and it's still, you can't see it. So let's try, give it a chance of being seen. I'm gonna warm this up again, as I said. I'm gonna give it a clean, warm this up, and see if it makes any difference in how it picks up and translates in visibility. Okay, so my mold is warm to the touch, and I'm going to get my butterfly in. So I like to kind of bend it so it can all get into little crevices, but I don't want to make so much mess. Okay, so I think it's mostly in. Let's wipe it like it was and see. Maybe we have a little bonus butterfly here. And then you cook this guy literally 10 seconds. And then again, I'm gonna go in with our rubber gel here, and we're gonna give that a wipe. Clean off the brush. Now wipe it, cook it again. Okay, and here it is, moment of truth. Let's see, can we pick it up? Are you gonna pop up? Here we go. See how fragile this thing is? Yeah, it's literally like working with thread. That's how thin this mold is. So it's almost like you should be picking it up with stamper. That's it. I think I want to move it lower. Yeah, I see it's so fragile that if you just put it in the wrong spot, you're kind of stuck with it is what it is. I'm gonna put it right. Yeah. Okay. So I will say I will still have to put a gin bee. I mean, like my tip has gotten way thicker than I like them to get. So, but that's about the same thickness as the original tips. So let's put a coat of gin bee. Could file down this side a little bit where the butterfly kind of created a bit of bulk. Let it self-level. And turn it upside down to build the shape. And I'll just have to file it just a little bit here. It's actually not a big deal, so don't even need to bother. So I am going to file it a little bit because it's bothering me quite a bit. And here it is, our finished set and our finished extra nail. So if one gets lost, I added the shell on the pinky, but not on a hidden butterfly here. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Enjoy finished pictures. Don't forget to check out my blog.